What is up, guys? In today's video, I'm going to be going over the ins and outs for the Charger Hellcat and doing a full in-depth tour of the vehicle. We'll go over the exterior, power figures, interior, and take it out for a drive. The Hellcat is the top-end trim level for the Dodge Charger. It's absolutely amazing to me that a Charger can start off its life as either a V6 with a meager 292 horsepower, or Dodge can choose to infuse this car with their illustrious 6.2-liter supercharged Hemi V8. This car may not be a Challenger Demon or a Hellcat Red-Eye, but this car is the most powerful four-door sedan in the world, so Dodge has some bragging rights. This car has been out since 2015, and the fact that it still holds that title shows that Dodge really gave this car everything that they've got. But before I get into today's video, I want to thank City Auto Mall, which is a seller of both new Ford and Chevrolet models. Don't be shy to stop by and say hello to our staff, or even me. If you have any questions or concerns about anything you see, be sure to leave them in the comments below. I'll also leave my email in the description as well. Now, let's get into the video. The Charger Hellcat is here from Auburn Hills, Michigan. The Hellcat name is probably the most recognized name in the muscle car world as of recently. Its 6.2-liter supercharged Hemi V8 definitely sounds like it came from hell. It can rev as high as 6,500 RPM and produces 707 horsepower and 650 pound-feet of torque. This car may be a four-door sedan, but that doesn't hold it back from reaching 0 to 60 in 3.5 seconds and 0 to 124 in 11.9 seconds. The Hellcat's ungodly power plant is connected to an 8-speed torque-flight transmission. To bring itself to a halt, the Hellcat uses 15.4-inch 6-piston Brembo brakes in the front and 13.8-inch 4-piston Brembo brakes in the rear. Open the trunk and you'll find that the Charger Hellcat can hold 16.5 cubic feet of cargo, which is a massive amount of space for a car this extreme. The Hellcat is easily identifiable, with its large hood snorkel and extractor vents, rear extractor vents, and the frightening looking cat badge on the side. But then again, if you ever get into it with this car, you should be frightened. But if you're still having trouble guessing if the car you're looking at is a Hellcat, then the exhaust is sure to give it away. Take a listen. Moving on to the interior of the vehicle, you're met with plush leather and premium materials. The seats are way more bolstered and huggy than the seats you'd find in the base model Charger, owing to this car's extreme power. Onto the center stack. People familiar with the Chrysler and Dodge switchgear will be very at home in this vehicle, despite its 707 horsepower. As I mentioned before, the transmission in the Hellcat has an 8-speed torque-flight gearbox and can be actuated with either the shift lever or the paddles behind the steering wheel. Moving upwards, you have your buttons for the climate controls. North of that, you have your launch control, your SRT buttons which let you control your driving modes, which I'll be covering later, and your traction control. One interesting thing about traction control is pressing the button only switches traction to sport or track mode. To fully turn it off, you have to hold the button down for something like 10 seconds. Dodge really wants you to confirm that you know what you're doing when you switch off traction control. Anything else that Dodge didn't have a button for, they've moved to the infotainment system. One cool feature is that you can actually put anything that you frequently use in the hotbar below, so that it's always in view and easily accessible. People familiar with Chrysler's Uconnect will feel right at home with this infotainment system. However, most people buying these cars will be most fascinated with the performance pages. It monitors different performance data, like your intake temperature, boost pressure, or any such performance metrics. You can even measure how many G's your car is pulling at any given moment, or you can even see how much horsepower and torque your car is laying down in real time. You even get more performance metrics in the gauge cluster. The gauge cluster not only holds trip info and fuel economy gauges, but it also holds critical performance data. You can view things like 0 to 60 times, which it measures constantly, quarter-mile times, braking distance, and lap timers, as well as your G-force gauges. All of this is monitored and measured in real time and updates surprisingly fast. People who are big car enthusiasts would geek out over all this information. The interior of the Hellcat perfectly illustrates what Dodge was going for. Track-focused, precision, and easy to operate. This car's premium materials, surfaces, and tightly bolstered seats really feel high-end. It's a great place to be seated in, and everything is extremely easy to use. But enough talking about how great this car is. Now it's time to get it out on the road and see how well the famous Hellcat drives. Alright, we are off. So torquey. Some gas here. Oh my God. Wow. It's not just like the speed, it's like the supercharger whine. I mean, it's everything. This car is just, oh my God. So stable too, like it's just so direct. Like I love that. You can change everything from the SRT app. Oh, and those brakes are so grabby. This is like more horsepower than anybody needs. Oh my God. For this next part, my coworker, who's not only a professional driver, but also a lot better than me, will be driving. Oh my God, that supercharger whine. This is definitely like an all-out track performance car. People see this car and they're like, oh my God, a Hellcat.
Yeah, I mean, people that really don't know how to drive, I mean, you notice I'm not kind of sticking these corners out. Personally, you know, I want a car that can, it's nice to get up to 60 quick, but back down to 60.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the famed Charger Hellcat. Everything about this car was amazing. The speed, the brakes, the cornering, the technology, all of it was absolutely amazing. Not only is this car extremely fast, but you can also haul around 4 other people as you go around the track, making it extremely practical as well. Not only this, but you can make the suspension softer and more comfortable for daily drivability, and you can even limit the car's horsepower to 500 if you want to stay tame. But why would you want to stay tame? The bright orange paint, the carbon fiber stripe, the cat badge on the side, everyone knows what this car is. And if they're still confused, that exhaust note is sure to give it away. All of the cars I've reviewed have been great, yes, but I've never once walked away from a vehicle and just ran the numbers in my head to see if I could possibly drive this thing off the lot. As soon as I got home, I went on AutoTrader and started looking for used Hellcats near me and seeing if I could somehow manage to swing the payments. That right there should speak volume about the car, and very few vehicles have invoked that feeling upon me. But even though I may not be able to buy one of these right away, this vehicle is however for sale. If by chance you happen to view this video and this vehicle is no longer available, we have a massive amount of pre-owned and new vehicles available that are just as crazy as the Hellcat. So stop by for a visit or ask for me, Cameron, and I'll be sure to help you out. I'll leave a link to our website and my business email in the description below. Maybe one of you, my lucky viewers, will be able to bring this beast home to your garage. Dodge has come up with many different trim levels for the Charger, and each one performs differently and is great in its own respective rights. But the Hellcat is in a totally different world compared to them, as well as all other performance sedans. The Hellcat definitely performs, and I truly believe that the Hellcat name is going down in history as one of the greatest names in the muscle car world. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell notification if you'd like to see more videos like this one. But for now, I'll see you all next time.